Hello, Aquarius. Welcome. I'm Ryan. Thank you for being here. It's going to be a general reading for who you may be dealing with, so of course everything may not resonate. Take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel, personalwithryan Tarot. She's read for you as well. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on. Almost seems and feels like things are a little bit glitchy today. Interesting. I'm gonna push this right away a little bit. Ooh. I think that's something. Ain't that something? Okay. Well, right away, Aquarius, what they're showing me, they're definitely taken back by the situation, the circumstances, almost to the point where they're even trying to like look at this, but it almost seems and feels like what they're looking at or kind of perceiving, it almost seems like things are beginning to shift a little bit sideways. There is communication here between the two of you possibly about this, but it almost seems and feels like, is this an energy of like they're trying to get your attention or trying to get you to kind of like look their way? I don't exactly know. But ultimately, it almost seems and feels like something isn't quite yet working out exactly the way they want it to or desire it to or expect it to even. Almost to the point where they're kind of like, yeah, just forget it. I don't know if this is like, pay attention to me, recognize me, or what this is. But then they're kind of like, nah, whatever, just kind of forget that. We'll kind of just keep moving forward. They're trying to still kind of figure out how to make changes and make improvements. But ultimately, what's fascinating about this is something was supposed to be done a long time ago. I don't know what that's about, but something was supposed to be done and over with a long time ago. But they're still trying to kind of like figure out like, okay, well, what to do about it. And it's like, well, what do you mean what to do about it? If it was done a while ago, it was supposed to be over with, but not for them. They're trying to kind of like keep that door open in a sense as to what this is about. But even even though it's not over with and done for them yet, it's almost like something's not finished. Far from done, far from over. They don't even know what to think about this. This is interesting. They don't even know what to think about this. So they're kind of like tiptoeing around trying to make sense of everything. And it's like, what do you mean? This is interesting. What is this? That's why. Oh goodness, picking up the pieces. Picking up the pieces. What's that game, Jenga? Not more so pieces, but the blocks. Yeah, something happened here. This almost feels like a talk or a discussion between the two of you about status. It really does, because it's just point blank. It's about status. It's about status, and they don't understand or have any type of clue or idea as to why things are moving or turning out the way it is. But in the meantime, they're left kind of like having to take care of whatever they can. But even then, they're kind of like, well, and this is pretty much what I get for it. And it's like, okay. Oh, Aquarius. Aquarius, you like this. I have to admit, sometimes I feel like you like to stir the pot just a little bit, more than a little bit. You do. You like to stir the pot. They do realize that they're having some sort of moment here with themselves, is like saying, okay, something's got to give. Something's got to give, something's got to change. And it's like, well, if it was supposed to be over, yeah, something's got to change. They're getting a little irritated about this. They are. They're not too sure exactly what action to kind of take or what to do in the meantime. At the same time, they're still kind of showing me like they're somewhat happy. Not fully happy, but they're somewhat happy. It's almost like we'll see. We'll see here. I was gonna say they're trying to come up with something, but it almost seems like they're really buying their time with this. Whatever this is, they're definitely buying their time, and that is absolutely the clear message from the beginning. They're buying their time. It's almost like a ticking clock. It's like, when is it just gonna stop? They have a lot to kind of sort through, and it definitely feels like they themselves are trying to like sort. It's interesting. They're trying to sort through themselves. At the same time, they're trying to sort through the circumstances to try to come up with something. In a sense, they don't know exactly where they're truly at with all this and what they're going to do, but they are trying to kind of like gather ideas and create something for themselves. Oh my goodness. You're doing it again, aren't you? You're doing it again. No messes today. Yeah, they're irritated. They're irritated. Very irritated. It's almost like the energy of like buying their time. The more their energy gets, a little bit more irritated. Literally. It is an energy of like they're trying to keep their cool. They're trying to play it cool. They're losing their cool. I'll say that. They're losing their cool, and now they're kind of like, they're not necessarily sure exactly what to do here at this point. But once again, they kind of, in this energy of, interesting. They're losing their cool, so they try to be smooth or slick about it. It's like, well, I know I need to do something, so let me kind of just sit with it a little bit longer. Let me kind of fill out things a little bit longer. And it's almost like they're kind of like, I'm going to push this a little bit more, only because I'm curious where this is going. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Ooh. Goodness. They have something they want to say to you. But what's interesting about this is that they've sat with this. It's almost like the equivalent of, they make themselves presentable, if you catch my drift. They make themselves look good, and then all of a sudden they express themselves and communicate in a very direct way. But then all of a sudden it just kind of like completely flips 180, and now they're kind of like, well, this is how I actually truly feel, and this is possibly someone you were in the same living situation or under the same roof with. It's very quickly, too. It's very quickly. It's almost an energy of they're wanting to express themselves and they got something to say, and then it's almost like they just want to kind of like be left alone to kind of like do whatever. And it's like, okay. But of course, if you are dealing with anyone you could be dealing with, a fire sign, a water sign, an earth sign, or an air sign, they're all here. Goodbye.